Hello there. So today I want to actually go through debunking this idea that morality comes from empathy. Before that, I ask if you want to engage with conversation with me, you want to leave comments, keep them minimal. Don't make them too much. Don't put too much in them. There's if you give me a whole long thing to have to scroll through and answer all your little points or whatever it is, that's just not gonna work. I'm not gonna do that. I ask just like a few sentences, make your comment, I'll respond, and we could get into back and forth. But we're not gonna be able to get into any back and forth if you give me a whole paragraph of stuff and there's a million points in there, and it's like. I mean, you're gonna do that. What I'm gonna tell you now is I'm not really gonna engage with that. What I really ideally would like you to do is join my Facebook group called America and Values. It has an American flag there. You ask to join. I'll ask you if you really want to join, what you want to join for. Just say like you're an atheist or you want to talk politics, and I will gladly invite you in. And as long as you're respectful, we can have our disagreements and back and forth. And yeah, hopefully that'll be good. Anyhow, so yeah, morality does not come from empathy. This is my case, and I'm atheist. It does come from empathy, and I'm here to debunk that. So now, the case I gave in a video that I made a while back was there was a man walking, a rich guy. He's walking around the streets. He's got money sticking out of his back pocket, like some hundreds sticking out. And some guy goes and he steals it from him. And the guy realizes, the rich guy realizes that this guy has his money. So he goes, he's chasing him, and he sees a cop. He's like, "Cop, get him! He stole my money." The cop knocks him down. He takes him down, and they end up going to court, and they have the money there. And the judge says to the rich guy, "Okay, make your case. What's going on here? Are you innocent? Are you guilty?" He's like, "Of course I'm innocent. I was robbed from this guy. I'm the victim, and I had the money in my back pocket. I didn't realize it was sticking out. And this guy just stole my money and ran with it." So that's that. And now it goes to the other guy. Says the judge says to him, "What is your case? Innocent, guilty?" He's like, "Well, I'm innocent. Like, you stole the money and you're innocent." "Yeah, because I need the money more than he does. This guy, look at his shoes, look at his coat, look at everything he's wearing. This guy's clearly a rich guy. Look at that watch. That's a really nice watch. This guy's got money. But me, look at me. There's my wife, there's my kids. We're poor. We can't afford anything. We need food. No one's helping us." So the judge rules in the favor of this guy, the poor guy, because the poor guy needs the money. What's he gonna do? He just needs to provide for his family. It seems moral to from this worldview. This is empathy, and you might be thinking, this is not reality though. This is not really gonna happen. But in a way, this is really happening. How? Food stamps. This goes to political. All the stuff is related. I hear all this religious babble back and forth. No one engages between the political and the religious and the philosophical and all that stuff. It's all connected as far as I'm concerned. As far as I'm concerned, religion is politics. Religion has politics within it. It's a what's politics? Politics is the relationship between the government and the people. What is the government? Religion has a form of government. It has a form of rules. Government makes rules for the people. So to have a distinction, a separation between religion and politics doesn't even make sense. And if we're going to engage in politics and we have to engage in religion, we should understand how they work together. It used to just be by default. We kind of separated them, but we knew where we were going. But then there was such a separation that politics shifted into being its own form of religion, I think, its own form of worship. And by the way, I see that right, left, and center. It's not something I only see, let's say, on the left. I do see it on the right as well, and I think it's a problem. Whatever, it's not, if you think I'm just somebody on the right who only calls out things on the left, I call out everybody, and I'm into going into all problems everywhere with about everyone. So if you're a leftist, let's say you're on the left, you're an atheist, and you want to actually see someone on the right who will actually knock people on the right and actually make, I think, good arguments to actually go against them, to argue to them, I will provide you with that for what I think is actually valid if you're interested in that. But yeah, I think at the end of the day, this idea of morality coming from empathy does not work. Empathy works for morality to the extent that you can have empathy for moral things. But okay, so we got food stamps. Food stamps is basically getting free money for nothing, and that's, I'm calling it that, but it's not really free money. It's free for you, but it's also taken out of everybody's pockets against their will. The government is forcing. That's called theft. This is a secular ideal. It's not a religious ideal. It's not anywhere, as far as I know, religiously. This is something that's supposed to happen and be governed like this. That arbitrarily just taking random money from people, deciding we're taking this amount, this percentage, because other people are owed your money. That's stealing. It's in the Bible. Do not steal. It's an objective measure for not doing that. And if we're going to base our morality off that measure from the Bible, there's no way we can conclude that this makes any sense. Only through empathy, which clearly, if stealing is considered to be immoral, doesn't actually lead to a moral society if that's part of what the empathy is leading to. Let's go with hooking up outside of marriage. I mean, that the sexual revolution, all that stuff. That's something that's immoral. That became a thing that was religiously you're not supposed to do that. What happened? Now people started doing that because it became an accepted thing. Why? Because of how you feel, how you have needs, they call it, and all that stuff. And now what happens? Millions of abortions a year. I can't tell you how many, but tons and tons of babies being born with not even know the mother doesn't even know who the father is. There's all these crazy things going on in our society that has become normalized because of secularism, because of this idea from the secular world of using empathy, believing that morality comes from empathy. And this is what happens when morality comes from empathy. There's a whole laundry list of things that we can go through. There's gun control laws. Like, religiously speaking, there's no way that you're going to conclude you are not supposed to protect yourself. Like, that's just not possible. You are supposed to protect yourself and protect your family. But when it's government control and that's what you're worshiping, and the government gets to dictate what you get to have and not have, and what they think is right when they are not God, but they get to play God, and you think that is right, then this is what happens. You get gun control laws. You have the most. I think it's Chicago, if I remember correctly. Chicago, I think, has the highest gun laws and the most gun murders in this country. So that's got to be telling for something. If you defend gun control laws and you look these statistics up, it's it's wild how many of these gun control places, states, and districts have are more dangerous. That's really what it is. You take away the guns, you can't protect yourself. Someone comes to your door. People will come and get guns illegally. This is just a fact. This is something conservatives speak about for years and years, and this is something that's just been proven time and time again. um, so yeah, empathy. I'd like to see how empathy can lead to morality. We can understand morality with our emotions and feel for things using empathy, but morality itself is something separate from empathy. Empathy can and probably will lead to bad laws and an immoral society and a way to justify anything immoral to be moral because you can feel for someone's pain and people can have pain for literally anything. You can cry over anything. If you're going to cry over anything and people can understand and relate to anything you're crying over, I'm crying because I don't get to go out and just like knock these people's faces in who are just annoying and making fun of me. And I believe in the First Amendment. The First Amendment, they have the right to freedom of speech. I don't have the right to assault them. But they're nonstop and they keep just insulting me for whatever reason. I just really want to punch them. And I'm crying and crying and crying. And I take this to court. And the court's like, yeah, well, of course, we have empathy. And we're basing morality off empathy. Of course you could go knock those people in the face. No problem. So, hopefully I made it clear. You cannot get morality from empathy. This is an absurdity. This is a talking point. I'd like to go through as much atheist talking points as I can and debunk them. So hopefully I've done that here. All the best. Thanks for watching. Join my Facebook group, America and Values. Thank you.